All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of House Money Entertainment, episode 13. I'm glad to be back. It's been, 2 weeks, and I'm just glad to be back. I'm going to start off with, over here. First of all, before we start off with how we've been, our weeks, I want to go ahead and say happy birthday to this man over here. Happy birthday to this man.
Hey, Zed. So what you know what I'm saying? What we doing to celebrate? What you got to celebrate, man? What's your efforts to show that you back?
I'm just happy to be alive. You know what I'm saying? 33. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
That's
Scottie Pippen.
He's for our people. You feel
me?
You
know what I'm
saying?
33.
That's already good, bro.
This is jersey number.
You're 33, right?
33.
That's crazy.
It's the bird. It's the magic. Not magic. Bird.
Bird.
You know what I'm saying?
Bird is the word.
33. Nah, I appreciate it though, man. I'm glad. I hope we make it to 33 episodes.
Yeah. Hey, all jokes aside, man, I just want to give a big shout out to my brother, man. Hey.
Oh, okay.
Let's be real. The key people that played a part in this podcast is Zev and Denzel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, everybody plays a part.
No. Just listen to me though. Like, let me get my shit over real quick. It's not even a bad thing. Y'all are the catalyst to this podcast. Is the reason why this podcast exists today. Y'all came to the table with the house money shit. Y'all brought it to my attention. That made me want to go hard. You know what I'm saying? That put me in the mindset to be like, damn, like, my two brothers coming with an idea. And it's the reason why we at where we at now. 13 episodes in. You know what I'm saying? We worked hard to get here. You know what I'm saying? We had ups, we had downs, we had trials and tribulations. But every episode we go hard. We put the effort in. We showed that we want to do this, you know what I'm saying? And me personally, just having the people that's around me, the people that's here today, you know what I'm saying? It means a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? And we representing this by representing my brother, representing Zed. You know what I'm saying? One of the curators of this podcast that made this podcast be to what it is today. So we're going to give him his proper respects, give him his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he understands that if it wasn't for him and his idea, if it wasn't for him and Zell and his idea, we wouldn't have this podcast here today. It wouldn't be a house money. And for me to be the person that has the place to where we can make this thing a thing, I just want to say that I'm thankful for everybody in this room right now. And even though we just putting something together for the humbleness of it all, you know what I'm saying? Just to be consistent with content, because content is king. That's all I want to say. And I know I'm rambling, bro, but I just really wanted to get that off because I feel like it needed to be said in this moment so we can understand that the place that we trying to put ourselves in, the hard work that we putting behind this, the time and effort that we take and talk about these conversations of what we going to speak on, what we going to do, this is what we represent. This is house money. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to give a special shout out to my boy, Eska, for being a first-time visitor. But
shout out for the first time.
You know what I'm saying? But he's going to be a consistent visitor. He's going to be a consistent visitor because his input and his insight is definitely a voice to be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. With that being said, that was greatly said. We're going to kick the show off on a high note like that. We're going to start off with the NFL, man. Got a couple big names that have not been signed in one blockbuster trade. We're going to start off with Terry McLaurin, still unsigned. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my lead question. Like, we're in July, man, in Washington. I'm going to ask, is Washington playing a dangerous game with Terry, or are they low-key telling us that he's not part of the long-term plan? I'm going to start off this way. I'm going to work my way over here to y'all. And just let y'all
Cowboys fan. He's so crazy.
But hold on.
No.
It's crazy because you starting with a Cowboy fan and you end it with a Cowboy fan.
Oh, that's even worse.
But I'm looking at. I want the Commanders fan. I want the Commanders fan to answer fast. You see what I'm saying?
No, but
you wearing a hat.
Ganged up on out the gate.
So I'm gonna tell you straight up, right? I'm gonna be honest with you too. He's in the long term. He could be in the long term plans, but the Washington feel like they have a window right now. They woke up to that this year with Jaden McDaniels. They like, we got a window. So
why do you keep with this mitt?
McDaniels. That's what I'm riding on that.
That's a basketball.
That's your name now, nigga.
He hungry. He thinking about McDonald's.
Hey, no. I know why he's saying that. I know why he's saying that because I used to call his little brother Josh McDaniels. So like, so the McDaniels is hard.
But no, like I said, bro, they feel like they have a window. They're trying to play things right. Like, honestly, they should sign him now, but it's like, I expected this. Bro, because they have so many, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They have so many negative, they have things they can bring up in negotiations where they're like, look, you didn't meet these, this, that, and third. Even though he did, right? But they can play it off that, and I feel sorry for him, bro, because he deserved that money. He do. That's coming from a Cowboys fan. He deserved that money, bro. But when you was talking about comparing him to CD Lamb and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, you lost me.
What the? Hey,
I'm just saying that. We ain't about to debate about it, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna ask you the question again, so you could like bring it back to it. Are they playing the dangerous game with Terry right now, or are they just showing that he's not part of the long-term plan?
it's that second part. I don't even. Look. He's definitely part of the long-term plan, right? He's been a part of the long-term plan. He's been a part of the plan. He low-key was a plan before Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird to be in this spot where we're in July now. We're about to head to camp, right? My cousin earlier this week is texting me about, we're about to pull up to the training camp. Oh, damn. Is Terry gonna be there? Like, that's what I was excited to see last time.
Right.
And then now you're not, so he's over in Europe right now. I'm just thinking to myself, like, we a couple weeks away from when they're supposed to start camp. He in Europe.
you know what
they do in Europe. You know what they do in Europe. AB.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you gotta get the CTE early, man. But listen, no, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
But like, look, like, there's this trend in the NFL where we kind of like dangle the stars of teams in limbo to, how much are we gonna pay you, nigga? You want to find out? Like, nigga could go to any team and get the money you're asking for.
Jerry fucking Jones. Stop paying these niggas late, bro. Like, pay these niggas, bro.
We're not talking about Jerry.
We're
not talking about Jerry.
Fuck all that shit.
I don't even know why you brought Jerry up.
You know what, Zed?
I'm riding with you, Sean. Pay them niggas, man. Stop playing with them, man.
You know what, Zed? I was crashing on last episode. Go ahead and crash out, man. Go ahead and get your shit off.
Bro. Stop waiting for these niggas, for these other niggas to get paid. Then you gotta break your pockets. Try to be the most paid. Fuck all that shit, bro.
The problem is he always want to goddamn pay somebody as soon as they come into the team. Now he want to give them all this money and then they bum up like Tony Romo. And now you done wasted all this dough for years.
Tony Romo, Dak Prescott.
Hey.
When that nigga said, who is he?
No.
You wanna answer the question?
No, I want to know how you feel about it.
I'm gonna get to that.
He feel like
I wanna know how y'all feel. If you ask me on
no,
I want to end on this.
No, let Zell finish.
Pay that man. Just say it real quick. Pay that man, because I'm gonna tell you this. If y'all somehow lose him, you're gonna find out real quick how mediocre we can be again. And I don't want to find out. And if y'all let me find out this year, hey, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I put up with a lot as a Redskins fan over the years. If y'all fuck about and let one of the star players of a team I actually fuck with just leave off of some money shit, I'm gonna crash the fuck out on y'all, bro.
Hey, Zell.
God damn, man. I'm not even playing around.
I'm gonna come from a former commander's standpoint.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm gonna keep. This is me. I'm not crashing out.
Before you go, I just want to say I feel like he should get paid.
Yeah.
That's my stand. I just understand the business behind it.
So this is the point I'm about to get you. The moment that he came to that team, when I was a fan, when I was rooting, when it was the Washington team, like there's the team,
right? Yeah,
football team.
The football team. This man showed and proved. No matter who was the quarterback.
Terry? Yeah.
He showed and proved. He had 1,000 yards every season since he's been in the league.
Has he?
Yeah. For the most part. For the most part.
Not against us, but
I didn't think that.
Get against y'all. No. I'm telling you, I'm just
every season.
no. For as far as a Commanders receiver, he's been on the top of the list. He's been showing up. He's made those catches that mattered. He did everything that he's supposed to do to show that he's a loyal receiver to that team.
Nickname like Scary Terry,
so
Once you get a nickname, you gotta get some dough.
So with that being said, I'm watching this from a Chiefs perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this from somebody that knew the team, that was, you know what I'm saying, understanding the team, to try to get the logic of the team to where it didn't really fit to where my mode of thinking was. So yeah, I did go to the next best thing to I felt that was close to what I felt was good. But that man has been consistent since he's been there. He's been a loyalist. He's been there when the quarterbacks didn't match up, when they couldn't do the best jobs that they needed supposed to do, and he was there to catch that ball. Pay that man. Pay that man.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter. What you feel, Ascar?
For sure, you gotta pay that man. One, he top 2 in touchdowns in the league, wide receiver wise. That's. I feel like you said, he averaged 1,000-something yards last season. I know that. I just know last season for sure.
Yeah, no, last season is definitely.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
He was one of the top
crazy.
3-4 receivers.
Period. And they just kind of, I feel like they playing with him, and he got the leverage to negotiate to get what he want. He want what, 30? He want 30. They paying him. They only paying him 19 right now.
Yeah.
So you feel what I'm saying? Give him his little measly 10.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with y'all.
Give him his 10
I'm
piece.
actually kind of upset about the whole situation because I'm just like, bro, like y'all act like you got stars just sitting around in that locker room.
But you,
like,
No, that's a fact, but that
you
all
know-
comes down to your management. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta play that. Y'all gotta play how y'all gotta play.
but you know why they doing that? It's because they know they have room to got opportunity to other receivers that want to be in a realm of something that's a good team. Look at their record last year.
Well, it's that,
But it's not. I'm not saying that it's.
because Scary Terry McLaurin has a stigma, right? He's number one, of course, clearly. But
Yeah.
every team is looking for that fucking.
They need it. No, see, this is the thing. So they need the Bengals. They need that. They need that.
About this because we can it's unrealistic, but they we can get a Justin Jefferson.
You know what it is. They need that. They need that Bengals aspect
That's
of
what they want.
where they want that 2 dynamic receiver aspect. So if they give Terry McLaurin all this bread, they can't pay nobody else because there's not gonna be nobody else to be there. Debo ain't that. Let's be real. Debo is overweight and
He's a good wide receiver too.
He's a good wide receiver, but he's overweight right now.
No,
He's not.
No, he's not.
No. As far as where he was when
That's
he.
the stigma. I don't think he's overweight.
You gotta watch.
I'm not saying. I'm not. No. I watched his last couple Jones. No, I'm gonna be real. I watched his last couple Jones. He looked good. But my thing is, the thing that he needs to do, Debo has something to prove. I want him to prove me wrong.
He's gonna stay healthy.
No, all I'm saying is I'm not trying to rag on him because I give Commanders the utmost respect. I give them the utmost respect. I just want him to prove me wrong because I want the Commanders to be the team to where I can see them playing my team in the Super Bowl.
Can I say something?
I ain't going there.
I'm gonna let you say something, but I want to.
Ooh, what'd he say? What'd he say? Hey,
I do want to say, so to move on to the next topic, I'm gonna let y'all know what y'all final thoughts are. So I'm gonna let you I'm gonna start over here. So you had asked me what I thought. I'm gonna just get my final thought, get it out the way, and let y'all go around. So my final thought is pretty much, bro, like Jaden Daniels was a rookie quarterback. And then to be a rookie and to go to the NFC Championship in your first rookie year, it is crazy. It's unheard of. So do not cause all this drama, all this turmoil. Do not and not even that. Just don't you know, as a rookie quarterback, you want that wide receiver one, the dude that's been loyal to the team, Don't lose somebody and then expect to like try to build chemistry with all these new people. Nah, keep that dude that's been there and knows the system.
Yeah.
And bro, and especially he's been loyal, bro. So keep him. That's all. Keep him,
been our best
and
player.
don't make it harder for him.
Other than Jaden. Yeah.
Don't make it harder for Jaden. Don't make it harder for the rest of the team. Pay that man. I know. Look, I'm calling it now. Before training camp starts, they're going to pay that man.
They have to.
How much? I don't know. But
They know this fan
I'm
base.
gonna take it this way with the final thoughts, and we gon'
Yeah. One, I know he don't like. I already know he don't like what's going on because he skipped mandatory practice.
Yeah.
So he already don't even like the situation.
Right.
And the Redskins need to stop playing before the Steelers scoop his ass because they just motherfucking got Aaron Rodgers and he. Come on, man. Aaron Rodgers and him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And they gonna.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So you know how that's go. You know how that's gonna go. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like.
You got something, Carl?
I ain't gonna lie.
The teams do what they gonna do.
No.
You know, management gonna do what it's gonna do. They might got a bigger plan.
On the final thought, yes, Commander should pay him. Please don't go to the Steelers because it's not gonna do nothing for you, Terry. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'll hate you, bro.
Hey, no. All jokes aside.
It's a fucking game to me, man.
Hey, no, look.
I'm not fucking man.
Hey, look. All jokes aside. The Steelers are the senior citizenship team. All they got is senior citizens on their team.
Yo, you should not be that way though.
It used to not be that way, but it is that way today. And Steelers ain't gonna do shit to make no difference in the conference that they in. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all.
We tried.
I hope the Steelers can pull out a playoff season. I hope. Fingers crossed. I hope they do. I hope they can. But they are running with a senior citizenship team. Aaron Rodgers. Fucking gray hair, beard, mask motherfucker that complain about everything and think he gonna take. Hey, I'm cool with that.
But
That's cool.
To be fair though.
But the thing is, they're making moves that are not benefiting them in the long run. They're making short-term moves to suffer long-term disabilities, bro. No, they're moves that no. But yeah. You can make moves in a moment, but what is that going to do for your future, for your team? You have to build from the bottom to get to the top. You got to think about the. You got to think about the Eagles. Hey, look, listen. You got to think. Look, you got to think, and they might gonna go six and something. You got to think about the Eagles. You got to think about the Eagles, how they rebuild it. You got to think about how the Commanders rebuild it. You got to think about how all these teams took themselves from to be the bottom of the barrel to get to the top of the list. You know what I'm saying? The Steelers are not making those type of moves. They don't even have a quarterback to replace Aaron Rodgers next year. McLaurin, bro. Pay that man, please.
Bro, how many like
Final thoughts?
my final thoughts about what Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, just with just the whole situation, like what they're doing. Are they playing that like are they looking long term and saying we might not even do it? Might sign you on 1 year deal? Or
I'll tie this into what I was talking about earlier. There's this common trend in the NFL where teams kind of bullshit with trying to sign players. I think either try to be cute or to try to like negotiate some crazy type of like leverage or like tie into their contract that has to do with like injuries or how many games they play or something, right? But what do you really have? You made a good point. What do they really have on Terry? He's barely been hurt. He's played almost every game, right? Every game he's played where he's been thrown to, he catches that bitch. And at a high level, right? And then this season, you saw with a good quarterback, he put in the same numbers as some of the guys getting paid. So it's no question. In fact, like, let's just stop talking about it. Because, like, if they don't pay him, then we can talk about it. We can really, really crash out. Like, we can really crash out. Like, it would be the wildest crash out all the time.
So, I'm gonna let you get your final thought, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. It's another big one.
I'm gonna rebuttal off what you said a little bit, right? Honestly, I think he should get paid because that's how the market dictates who should get paid. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Commanders don't feel like scared. They don't want him to be the number one. They don't want him to be the number one. They want a 1A and 1B situation. Like how Bengals, how we are on paper.
Yeah.
They want that situation. Now, I feel like Scary could be a number one, but I'm be honest with you. On a Super Bowl team, do y'all honestly can y'all say, based off what you've seen so far, that you can see the Commanders winning the Super Bowl with him as the number one, like when all else fails, it's like, all right, Hail Mary, we gotta go Scary Terry.
Yes.
Because who caught the ball in the Bears game?
Right.
Yes.
Super Bowl.
Oh no, that wasn't him. That wasn't
That
him.
was Scary Terry.
That was Noah Brown.
tight
Yeah. But he did catch it in the Cowboys game where we could have won that game. He caught a touchdown pass. He caught that joint like 30-yard line, took it to the house. So like,
it's levels to it, bro. We were trash last year. Like, don't.
yeah, y'all was garbage. Yeah, y'all was garbage.
So
You got me mad y'all won that game.
That's what I'm saying. I think he should get paid, but it's levels to it. Like,
Yeah.
And then it's just a negotiating tactic.
Yeah.
that's where it's at. That's the business.
Are you gonna take the bait?
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, are you gonna take the bait?
Exactly.
How bad do you want that
Right.
money?
Yeah. Because if we bend over too,
Because if you can
pause.
find somebody else, then find somebody else.
And they feel like they could.
Right.
They should feel like that because you know, bro.
We're gonna stop
Yeah,
there.
I'm about to say we gotta cut it.
So look, so the next person that's still unsigned that has to get signed is T.J. Watt, man, for the Steelers. He's been showing loyalty to this team, just like McLaurin, man. So my question to y'all is Pittsburgh fumbling the bag, not locking the heart of their defense, or do they know something about T.J. Watt that we don't? I'm gonna start this way this time.
So me first.
Go ahead.
I don't have too much to say. I'm just saying.
All right.
That's it. Like, it's stupid. He's the top defensive player since he's like for how long now? I know he's
Years, 5, 6 years. Even more.
It's been like around that time.
What you got to say, Zed?
Me? Well, shit. Man, so I actually read a story earlier about when the Steelers drafted T.J. Watt. And the Steelers, they get the contract signing, right? And the Steelers said to him, like, you know how lucky you are to be the Steeler? And he said back to the Steelers, you know how lucky you are to have me? He said that, like, respectfully. And he's showing it right now. Because not only is he the best player on the Steelers, if y'all somehow lose T.J. Watt, I know we just talked about Terry. If we somehow lost Terry, I still think we're a playoff team. But if the Steelers lose T.J. Watt, what do they really have there? What are whose jersey do you buy? You just traded No, really though.
Aaron Rodgers.
You just traded away Minka Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey, who's like, I don't even know, like 35, and maybe like his hamstrings is busted. Like, bro, come on, bro.
We gonna get to that.
That's so crazy. But like, yeah, circling back to T.J. Watt, yeah, I think the Steelers should stop like trying to play cute. Like they're trying to play cute like they're not one of these franchises that can get fucked over. You seen the Patriots? Like, stop playing around with us, bro. Y'all will be like them.
Right.
Like, we won't feel bad about it either. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Stop fucking around, yeah.
What you got to say, man?
Keep it a bean. T.J. Watt is an amazing player. He ain't doing nothing wrong, a couple injuries here, a couple injuries there. But what the problem is that the Steelers are probably looking at is he going to give me an injury this year? Why am I going to pay him all this money? Is he going to get hurt again? They got to think about it from the long-term aspect. I'm not downplaying T.J. Watt as a player because he's an amazing player, amazing defensive player. He's the reason why the defense on the Steelers is the way it is right now because he's the base of it.
Like built around them.
But the problem is when the heart of your defense gets hurt, what do you have to fall back on?
He carrying the defense.
That's the problem. You gotta see this is the thing. This is the thing about having championship teams. When that person that gets hurt, that's the star, you always gotta have that person to be behind them. This is the thing. I'm only looking at it from a wrestling aspect. When the main person in wrestling gets hurt, what do? They go to the next person that's next up.
Next man up.
To lead the charge in what they're trying to do. On a team of players where you want your team to succeed at the highest level, you always got to have that next person up to make sure when that person that is up, that is the leader of the team, is down, you have that person to pick that team up. That's real championship teams. Any team that's won the Super Bowl, they always had that main person and a person that is going to be there to back them up.
That's facts, actually. Yeah.
And that goes for any sport. It's always going to be a key player and a player that follows the role under that key player because he has to keep that morale up if that key player is down. They got to always have another person to look to.
It's supposed to be though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But not every team's going to have that. Not every team's going to have
It's
that.
kind of like what he was saying about Terry, where it's like 1A, 1B, because like the Steelers, they're just planning about like life after TJ, right? And they're just kind of telling them like, yo, look, we're gonna pay you this because we know like after we give you this, you're gonna walk off into the sunset.
See,
like this is probably gonna be
the
his
only
last
problem.
contract, really deep it
For sure.
Yeah, no, true. The only problem with that is the only problem with that is who are they setting up to be the person to replace him?
Can I stop y'all there? Because I want to get his part on the question I asked. Because everything y'all talking about is a great thing from like it leads to a great question that I want to ask all y'all right now. It's a great question, but I do want to get Esco's part on just like are they fumbling the bag or are they like do they know something that we don't know about his future that he was kind of that Carl did a good job at touching into.
I honestly feel like you don't get rid of one of your star players. Period. You don't get rid of what has become your new identity as a team. You don't do that. Like that's just something you just don't do. It don't matter how much it costs you in certain circumstances. Like I do understand being healthy is definitely a part of the game, and you gotta stay healthy. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest fears in the NFL for a team to spend all this money on a player and they end up getting hurt early on. At least same thing with the Zion situation. Yeah. He out damn near the whole damn season. You'd have paid the guaranteed money up front. Right. He done smoked y'all.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
I hear fucking porn stars.
But at the same time, if they got all of this money to trade for Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
and DK, what?
Well, they didn't trade him. They signed him, right?
Oh, they signed him. Yeah, they signed Aaron Rodgers and DK. Come on, bro. What is you doing? Get your folks.
I think their cap room should be good now that they got rid of Minka, because I think Minka was getting paid more than Jalen. I think that's
I think so. Yeah, I think so
too. Yeah.
So they cap open up a little bit, but still, even with the cap open, you still. I mean, I guess they trying to prioritize.
That might have been what they needed to do to pay him. Now I'm thinking right. Yeah, that's a good point to make. So
it just. I mean, keep your star players. You know what I mean? Like if it's not worth, trading to look into the future of your team, then you keep your star players. Like, that's just
he's approaching his prime, like this
right. Because what is this? His 4th or 5th year in the league?
Yeah, and
no, it's more than that. I think now.
I think 5th going on 6.
5th going on 6. Yeah.
And working with
I don't even know. That's what he's just been there. He's been that guy for so long.
He's been that guy for them for so long.
On the other side of Cameron Hayward, so it's like you can't really fuck around and just give
name another wide receiver y'all had that was better than him, and I can't think about it right now.
Who are you talking about?
Like in the past 10 years.
We're talking about TJ Watt.
I'm talking about TJ Watt.
Okay, my bad. I'm talking about Terry McLaurin too.
Oh no.
I wanted to lead it into the next question. Now that Carl's back, because he was diving into some real shit. It was just like, if you're gonna replace him, who you gonna replace him with? So my question was like, would you trade Watt if you're retooling and not competing this year? Like if you're trying to retool and if your end goal is to not re-sign him, like how would you utilize even having him and being able to benefit from not keeping him and retooling if that's your choice?
Send him to Denver, bro. Take your cap. Go draft some niggas from Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee,
that's the thing. They didn't do that. Go ahead, Greg. No, they didn't do that. They didn't pick up anybody.
The guy's a running back from Iowa.
They didn't pick up anybody significant to their core base of the team. Steelers has always been a defensive-based team. Their offense just played a part into keeping points on the board.
I have to disagree with you there.
No.
They drafted good on defense.
No,
they did.
No, but
they didn't replace anybody.
I'm saying, who did they pick to replace TJ Watt.
They didn't replace. That's what they didn't replace.
That's the thing.
You can't.
So that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to be, if they're not going to pay him, who are they paying to replace him?
They got to create room for him probably for this next draft.
But that's the thing. You get rid of him this season. You sign Aaron Rodgers this season. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
It doesn't.
That makes no
Right.
sense.
I agree with that.
Because why are you trying to excel in offense and you can't even put all your money on the person that you're putting your offense back on?
It doesn't, because if they would have invested, you're right. Like if they would have invested in a higher paying QB, like I don't know who they could have gotten. I was on the market this year, but if they would have gotten better than that,
unless they would have got Shador,
then yeah, it would have justified like something like that, right? They would have drafted some rookie and been like, and that's what they were supposed to do.
Or they
That's
would
why
have
they
kept
ended up in
Justin
this
Fields like they
situation.
were supposed to do.
And they were supposed to do that. Man, you know what? Can we stop talking about Steelers, man?
Yeah, because Fields gonna piss me off.
You're gonna piss me off, yeah.
You got Jalen Ramsey and the whole thing.
Ah, my God. I just got one thing to say about that. They traded him for
Dolphins got the dub.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Is that a win? Is that a win? Like,
For the Dolphins,
Trading water for wine. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
for the Dolphins, that's a win. For the Dolphins, that's a dub.
It's a win. Miami fleeced them.
Like you said earlier, to open up cap juice, to open up some cap.
Yeah.
You know,
For like TJ and stuff.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's what you gotta do. You gotta think for
But they
real.
paid-
I don't think they really want to get rid of TJ.
They paid Jalen Ramsey some bread. Like
They
paid him some
And it's
bread.
Oh, the Dolphins paid him bread and then
No,
traded
like
him. They got
they traded him. They traded him.
yeah.
They traded him for some bread. Like there was like something like his salary went up from.
Oh, from the trade. Yeah, they
Yeah.
put in extensions and
Yeah,
shit like
so
that.
like, so I'm saying, so my fault.
And they'd be stupid to get rid of
No, you're right.
But from where it stands in that aspect,
His position is
He-
hard as fuck to come by.
it is. No,
Not lately. Not lately. No, not lately.
I mean, to get on his level.
No,
in the
that's
past,
why-
in the past,
Bruh, Jared Verse got drafted last year, defensive rookie of the year, bro, on the Rams, and he's already putting up the same numbers as TJ Watt. We can't.
right? But you still gotta be consistent
But-
in doing
but-
it. And then-
Every
and then
year there's a
you
movie.
know, you talk about like what is he? Cause
Game plan.
six.
I think it's like 6,
Six
7
Pro Bowls.
Oh, never mind.
All right,
In the past,
so
in the past,
I think it's like
in the past 7, 8 years.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
That's going with the point that I was gonna make is that I think that right now Jalen Ramsey's name holds more weight than his recent tapes add up to.
Right.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
name
yeah,
holds
yeah.
the weight, and that's probably why it's gonna end up in situations like where he's at now with the Steelers and the Dolphins doing what they did. You know, it's just like, but right now it could be a short-term fix, but long-term, Minka Fitzpatrick was that dude.
yeah, a bad year. But I can understand his perspective on why he say he sucks. Because the last couple seasons he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
I'd rather have that.
The first couple seasons that he had,
What?
no.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you have Dak. You have Dak.
I know.
So there's that. So actually, you know what?
Am I bugging? Am I in the matrix right now?
No. I'm glad he brought Dak up. I'm glad. No. I'm glad he brought. I'm glad he brought Dak up. I'm glad he brought. No, Greg, I'm glad you brought Dak up because I'll be a realist right now. Last season, we sat in this living room. We sat here, and I was rooting for this man. I'm not even a Dallas fan. That should tell you a lot. I came from a Commanders fan to. We ain't gonna go there. We already been there. But listen, I'm saying I've watched football long enough to know. I seen Dak. I seen what he done. I seen the capabilities of Dak. When he played the Baltimore Ravens last season. Okay, mind you, I was off the shrooms. I'm gonna be real with you. No. Listen, no. Just let me get my shit off. We sat in this living room. I never forget this shit. He was playing the Ravens.
I wasn't off the shrooms.
You was here. You was
off the shrooms,
No, I know you wasn't off the shrooms. You was here though. You were here when the game started.
I like sober football, man.
No, look. You were here when the game started.
I like drunk football.
Yeah.
No. All right, no. Hey. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Shroom football is different. I ain't gonna-
Yo, that's
but
how
listen,
scary.
no. Let me get
You ain't
hold
on
on.
the ball.
Oh no. I do. But let me finish though. The nigga Denzel was here. We was talking about something. He was just like, Lamar Jackson, he was going on Lamar Jackson. I never forget this shit.
What?
You were going on Lamar. I'll never
what?
forget that. I will never forget
How did
that
you sound
shit.
specific?
No, you were going on him. You was like, Lamar, something. He was like, he's an average quarterback. He don't be doing this. Look at this person.
Yo, he's flipping on me.
No, I'm not flipping on you. I'm not flipping on you.
Denzel called him a glorified running back.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick it off in the high gear with Kevin Durant.
Shit.
So with
guess I
Kevin
was wrong.
Durant, man, Kevin Durant is off to Houston for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and some picks. So I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Let everybody get this shit off one at a time. Are the Rockets already in contender mode, thinking like they want to contend, or is this a financial overreach?
Yo, that second part is hilarious. What is financial overreach?
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
They might be a playoff team.
Go ahead. Speak on it.
They're a playoff team, but a contender for a championship, not yet.
Thinking in that mindset. Not they're there, but thinking like they.
Yeah, they're thinking that mindset.
Okay.
They're like, nigga, when you get KD, you already thinking
Chips.
for sure. And I'm not saying I don't think that way, but for what he's worth, for what he's accomplished, you're thinking KD. If you get KD, you're not just getting KD just to win games. You're trying to compete.
Yeah, you're trying to go to the chip.
So yeah, for sure. I'm not saying they're a contender though. They're not. They're a playoff team. They're probably first round, second round, whatever.
I'm about to be just like bro.
But yeah,
I swear to God.
that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Same page, bro.
We about to get KD out of here, bro.
Yeah.
We about to be back to back.
They about to.
Back to back. 1-2 punch.
He disrespected my initials.
You can get KD out of here, but
Yeah.
be realistic about the team on paper.
Okay, all right.
It's
I'll
definitely
do
a playoff
that.
team.
I'll be
Yeah,
fair.
for sure.
Don't act like it's not.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
Okay.
already were a playoff team.
Yeah.
You add KD, you better be a playoff team.
Yeah, you just got 3 more
I
extra
understand.
points.
He's still averaging 30, almost 30.
I was gonna go there.
So
If he's healthy.
On paper,
and he's been.
they're a 5-game series loser in the first round of the playoffs. All right.
That's still
So
a playoff.
I got that out the way.
That's a playoff.
I just want to get that part out the
Let him
way.
get.
That's it.
Let
Now Kevin Durant. All right. So, man. Yeah, that's that sound is what I gotta do when I talk about Kevin. All right. So look, we have come to the end of the road. You know what I'm saying? Where it started to look bad. You just ring hunting, right? But you're not even ring hunting the way it's meant to be done. You ring hunting like robust. You're trying to be robust ring hunter now. You in Houston. You in the Houston Rockets trying to ring hunt.
Yeah, Hershey.
Hershey. You in Hershey,
Yeah,
bro. You in Hershey trying to ring hunt, bro. That's crazy. So it's like,
They lost the curve.
nigga, like,
You gonna throw the assist?
your legacy is destroyed by you. Like Kevin Durant, you one of the best players from this area, bro. Like, period. One of the best athletes from this area, period. And you just out here destroying the legacy of yourself by trying to be ring hungry, bro. Just stick on a team and put up numbers. Stick on a team, put up numbers, bro. That's it. Like, you already out there in Phoenix. Why the fuck you go out there in the first place? Come on, bro. You black ass out there in Phoenix trying to talk about something. You gonna play Devin Booker. You stupid as hell. You should have gone to Houston in the first place. And you out here trying to talk about something. Yes, he should have 100%. Yes. Yes.
Keep it.
He should have gone with James. He should have just gone with James. He had a chance to do it the first. Yes, he did. He had a chance. He should have gone. He should have gone, bro. Before he got to Phoenix, he should have. Yes, they could have. Yes, they could have. Because no, James didn't even ask for the max when he was at Houston. Part of the reason why he left was because when he wanted to ask for the max, they were like, well, who else are we gonna get?
If he went to Houston, y'all be shitting on him right now, bro. Stop.
Hey.
You're right. I would, but for a different reason. For being a loser instead of being a bitch.
Why would you do that?
I'd rather you be a loser than a bitch. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. Stop being a bitch.
Hey,
Stop running from a grind.
yeah,
Stick.
it's not
You need to go out there. You need to go out there in Utah with Zion.
Hey.
Y'all need to go start from the ground up.
I'm gonna
and
keep
that's
it.
All right,
I'm gonna
that's
keep
it.
it
I'm
a
done.
bean. I'm gonna keep it a bean. KD is my dog, bro. Man, I fuck with KD so heavy. It just disappoints me that this nigga just don't live up to his expectations, bro.
He
Like,
180.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm not about to go too hard on KD, but I'm gonna give him what he need to hear.
Why did
bro.
you today not to do it?
But because KD, I went hard on him last time. I'm not gonna be real. Like,
When is he not?
but listen, let me get my shit off. The reason
Left me by
why
myself.
the reason why him going to the Rockets it's not a big deal is because the Rockets went to the playoffs with fucking young players.
They were the first seed.
Yeah.
They went to the playoffs with young players without KD.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are.
And Dylan Brooks.
Let me hold on. Let me finish. So okay, they did that without KD. First seed. KD goes there. My problem is that KD has been in these predicaments for the last since he left the Warriors.
He put them over the hump.
Hold on. Let me.
Go ahead.
Like I'm saying, look, with the Warriors, yeah, it was a perfect fit. When KD went to Brooklyn, what happened?
Trash.
When KD went to the Phoenix Suns, what happened?
Team's trash. But he put up them.
He put up numbers.
Okay, no, see, so all right. This is what I was about. This is the point I was about to make. KD's always been consistent with his numbers. I will give him that. My thing is that you can be consistent with your numbers, but what is your numbers doing to affect the team to put them in contentions of being a championship team? I'm not even just talking about Devin Booker. I'm talking about the last two teams. The last two teams he's been to in the last couple years, they haven't done what they were supposed to do. Since he left the Warriors, the two teams that he's been to, what have they done?
It's not on KD though.
I'm not putting it on KD. But KD is supposed to be the person to put these people in perspective of saying, "Hey, y'all young guys, I know the game."
Yeah,
It's a leader role.
that's his problem. That's
I was definitely.
You don't have your young niggas leading you. You don't have your young guys leading you.
He's too much of a team player and not a leader to be playing at the
You
level
need to
he
be a leader. If you putting up these points, you putting up these numbers, you're supposed to be leading the team. I'm not saying you got to be like LeBron. I'm not saying that you got to control the team from the coach to the bottom.
Right.
What I'm saying is show these young guys how to lead not even lead. Show these young guys how to move in the right direction to put your team in contentions of winning these championships.
And also be more.
That's all I'm saying.
With the franchise too, like let them know, like, look, man, we're not putting up with this shit.
And I'm saying, like I told you, I'm not gonna rag on
Team
them.
do what they want. Like, nah,
I'm not gonna rag on KD.
Hey,
I'm not gonna do
I
that.
don't mean to cut off. We're at 47 minutes, so you gotta speed it up a little bit. But finish your thought.
No, I'm
and
good.
Let's see if we can skip something, and then let's
What's next? What's the next topic?
what's next anyway?
Okay.
We talking as KD.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't mean to because I'm also seeing the number for the
What's the name? Go up.
yeah.
No, we really just got WNBA and we can skip the soccer.
We get,
Yeah,
no,
we can skip
actually,
Let's talk about do that.
actually,
Talk about
we
that.
can
WNBA.
we can skip WNBA.
Skip
Yeah.
WNBA,
Okay.
okay. Soccer, and then just
soccer,
Just talk about the dude that died from soccer and the
Yeah,
Rainbow
yeah,
Bridge.
yeah.
Say what you gotta say. I think I want to say something too, but I'm gonna let you go ahead.
One. Like I said earlier, KD need to step into his leadership role. I halfway blame LeBron, and the reason I'm putting LeBron even in this situation is because he started the whole thing with top tier players leaving a team to go to another team to win a playoff.
Yep.
So that has become a super fad in the NBA. Where let's think about the past. Let's think about KD's whole career. How many teams has he been on? At least 5.
Yeah.
That I can just think of off the tip.
5 or 6. 5.
Yeah, at least 5. So him chasing one, if you're not leading your team and then to be chasing the championship at the same time, you're already kind of making the wrong move. Because you need to be going into one, these people are already looking at you to lead.
Right.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
You're a top tier player. You need to be LeBron without being LeBron. You need to be KD.
He's in the NBA 75. He gotta.
Yeah, you're not on, and even when you was in in the Bay Area, you supposed to have been leading then too. But instead, it seemed more like Curry was leading the team because he been there longer, rather than he leading the team.
He was leading the team.
That's what I'm saying. KD needs to step his role up.
Right.
If you being traded, that should not. It's not gonna hold no weight. At the end of the day, if you don't lead like a real leader,
Yeah, you
period.
That's the
You
thing.
need to show up the way that you need to show up. That's it.
KD lacks leader.
I don't know if that was the question. But
No, you said it right. You said it right.
So let me say it. So I'm gonna click so we can go ahead and move on to the next topic. That hit it right on the nail because that was like literally like in terms of what I was gonna say was going back to what y'all was saying. He's consistent with the numbers. He's consistent with this and that and the third. But what he has always lacked was that leadership. He's lacked about being able to do it, like getting it from the mud. I mean, let's be honest. With his stats, when it comes to legacy, has Steph and the Warriors behind it and all this stuff, right? That's the case. And then on top of that, you got injuries that you have to take account of. So, and then when he does go to a team, you have franchise chaos that you have to mix on top of that. So it's like he's choosing where he's going to, but he's not choosing
Effectively.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Maybe it did look good on paper, but it just didn't end up going that way.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets, like all this other stuff. So with that being said, bro, like he lacks that leadership. Like you say, you hit it right on the nail, bro. Like he has to set, if he's going to go to the Rockets, set that culture like a Giannis, like a Steph, like
Yes.
a LeBron.
Can I-
Like set that tone. Of course, yeah. Because that's all I had to say.
No,
So go ahead.
I'm gonna say one thing. All right. See, the problem about the paper shit. I'm gonna put it back in football. Think about the Cleveland Browns when they had Odell Beckham, Manziel, this player, that player. It looked good on paper. They looked like a Super Bowl caliber team, but it's only on paper. These people had to have chemistry. They had to have the junction to say, we're gonna do this as a team. When you don't have that on, you can have all the things that you want on paper, but when you don't solidify that on the field, on the court, it don't add up.
Hey, I get your point, but Browns and Super Bowl in the same sentence as well.
No. But you remember?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You know the year I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know the year I'm
It
talking
was like
about.
2014, 2015.
They had them on the talks of being a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about Adam Schefter. I'm talking about Adam Schefter on NFL Network. The Cleveland Browns looking like the team that might be the AFC champions and like, bruh, Adam Schefter.
Man, I don't fuck with Adam Schefter, old goofy ass.
Young Deshaun Watson.
Bro,
Deshaun Watson wasn't even on the team.
Who was the quarterback?
The quarterback was like that was Johnny Manziel.
I be wondering how niggas like that find their way on the TV.
Alright.
Bruh, they
So
was
look,
gassing that team.
So look, I'm gonna switch it up now to the WNBA, man.
No, skip that.
I thought it was skipping that.
Yeah.
To the all right. So we'll just
Talk about the soccer
Yeah, so
season.
yeah.
All right.
So right now, we do want to give our condolences to a player that has passed away today, if not more, a little bit. I maybe
Recently, like
earlier in the
recently,
morning.
Soccer player.
Yeah, Diogo Tota and his brother fatally died in a car crash. I don't know too much on the subject, but if you want to start off, we'll let you here start off with.
So-
I
going
have
into
one thing to say about this whole thing. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Zell.
I'll just so obviously with the news, Diogo Jota, he was a striker on Liverpool.
Yeah, they
He's
just won the chip.
They just won the Premier League championship, and Diogo Jota also just won the UEFA Nations League with Portugal.
Mm-hmm, with Portugal, yeah.
Yeah, so and he's one of the best players in that performance in the tournament. So it's kind of bizarre because Liverpool just coming off of a title win like this, and it's heartbreaking because he actually just got married days before this to his wife. Yeah, and I believe his brother has just gotten, I think, not promoted, but something happened with the team he was playing for. So it was a big moment for his career. So it was a happy moment. Like they were celebrating.
See,
And apparently the police report said that they might have went off road in a Lambo because of a burst tire. So condolences. It just like I end this by saying like it does really suck just reading this randomly about any player, any sport, any person in anything really. Just life getting cut short by like a car accident or something like that. Life is short, it's precious. Condolences to his family, condolences to the the fans in sports, Liverpool and Portugal and stuff. And I really hope that in the future, we can just remember that like athletes are humans and that just like us, they face the same realities as us. And moments like this kind of make you, reset and realize.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I know this is out of order of what we doing, but like we talked about this not too long ago. Well, these streamers and these athletes is driving fast and is not caring and is doing all this stuff, and then we have a player that was prime of his career. He died due to a crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just talked, like we literally just sat in our group chat and talked about this, about these streamers doing this, and about people just being recklessly behind the wheel. And I don't think people really realize, and it can all end so fast just by one mistake behind the wheel. And I'm saying this from a person that has been scared to drive for so long. And I'm giving y'all my perspective from it because I'm finally about to face this fear. But I'm just saying this because when I see things like this happen and I see things like that, it plays on my psyche. Because I'm automatically thinking about like, what would I do in this situation? How would I react in this moment? Because shit happens so fast. You don't know what's going to happen in a moment. You can't project what is going to happen in that second. And I look at these guys, these young guys, they so happy, they living life, they got the money, they doing this. They get behind the wheel, they want to put the pedal to the metal and speed like they're in Fast and Furious. And then when shit hits the fan, they can't stop it. You know what happened? The tire popped, the rims caught on fire because a nigga was probably driving about like 90 over.
Yeah.
So the shit got on fire as soon as the shit hitting the ground because he's going so fast. He goes off road. Yeah. It's nothing he can do because that one tire is popped. It's over.
Yeah, you can't think you're invincible, man.
And I'm about to end on this note. I just want to say condolences to his family. Condolences to the mother that lost both of her sons.
Yeah.
Condolences to the wife that just lost her husband. Yeah. If there was kids involved, condolences to the kids that lost their fathers. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not something that you just take light and just make light of the situation. This is a serious situation, and it's bad to hear people that made an impact in certain cultures and certain environments be taken out due something so small that could have been prevented just because, the excitement, the enjoyment of being on top of the world.
Right.
Just as fast as you're on top of the world, it can all come crashing down.
Yep.
I did want to add, I'm gonna let y'all run with it. I just want to ask y'all a quick question. I'm gonna let y'all run with it. But like, and I hate to say it, but this shines a light on how like the extreme lifestyle that these athletes be living. Because like you said, we talked about this already. We talked about Shedeur Sanders and how he was speeding. He got 2 speeding tickets for going like 30, 40, 50 over the speed limit, and 2 in the same month. So this is just one instance. The final headline that I'm about to lead with is the baby oil backfire. That's right.
The diddler.
The diddler.
The Diddy files.
The Diddy files. Hey, drop that. The cold case. Yeah.
The Diddy files.
So
That beat in there.
that Law and Order. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna ask y'all this, man. Look, cause bro, I was at the barbershop, and they got crazy with it. Some people thought he got off easy. Some people didn't. What y'all think? Did he get off easy or not?
Yeah.
You can show that.
It's not even big.
Okay.
You want to go first?
All right, look. Because I'm gonna say this, and I'm
Popcorn.
gonna say this, and I'm gonna end it. See, the thing about the whole case is, they was trying to get Diddy with the RICO. That was their whole main purpose. The thing about it is that when you start hearing the case unfold, you hear consensual aspects. I'm not saying that he didn't abuse Cassie. I'm not saying that he didn't abuse no, Daphne Joy. That's her name.
Oh,
That's her name.
That's new information.
No, Jane Doe is 50 Cent's baby mom's.
Oh,
Jane Doe is 50 Cent's baby mom's. So it was consensual. The reason why he got hit with the prostitution Jones is because he was paying them. Paying them, just giving them money. It's not the fact that he was paying them to do certain acts. He was just giving them money on a consecutive basis.
Also supplying transportation.
Yeah. So with those things being in account, that's the reason why he got found guilty. Mm-hmm. So when it came down to the bail and him getting out, because they was going, you thinking that, okay, prostitution not that bad in New York, it's just gonna give him time served. The reason why they didn't let him out, because you gotta remember, with the defense led in court, he's a bad person. He did hit Cassie. He did do that. Yeah. He did do this. It's not about that they was doing the freak offs. Mm-hmm. It's about that he was an abusive guy that put his hands on these women.
Right.
So it's no need to let him go now, because who's to say that he's not gonna get out of jail and beat the shit out of these bitches right after he get out of jail?
You hitting exactly what I was about to say. Can I just say this?
No. Because he was beating Daphne Joy when he was already told that he was about to go to trial for the Cassie shit. He was beating her ass in 2024. So you can't say that he wasn't.
Didn't go in though yet.
Yeah, no, but he was still under, like, they knew that he knew he was under investigation and he was still beating the bitch ass. No, listen to what I'm saying. If you're under investigation, you're gonna make sure that all your dots and your T's are crossed. Your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. You're not gonna make sure that you're doing anything to make you look like a fucked up person, because you already have to defend. Well,
but that's where money comes in.
But see, that's the funny thing about it, because the money shit didn't even play in Diddy's favor, because the people with money wanted him fucking gone, so he didn't fucking snitch on them, because they thought he was gonna take the stand. So that's why why did
take the money?
Why did nobody speak out?
In situations like that, you're not supposed to really take the stand. It's never in your best interest.
So for the simple fact that he didn't take the stand, but he had nobody in his corner to say that, hey, he had nobody there to
him versus everybody.
Yeah. So, and these people like Fat Joe, these people like this person. No, he got all these people. No, not Kid Cudi. On his side that was there doing these things and in these rooms with him that were champion Diddy when he got the Lifetime Achievement Award, when he got all this stuff, they were championing him.
You know why?
But the moment that they said that this shit happened, they stepped away, because you know what happened if they would have defended him? It would have fucked their brand up. So with that being said, now that we get the verdicts in, we're on to the sentencing.
October.
This is the fact that holds the most weight. So now that we at to the point where his verdict is in, we know what he got charged for, we know what he's not getting charged for. The fact that we're there, the people already decided that this man isn't guilty of the RICO, because the court said he wasn't.
Man, look.
The fact that the only thing that stains his career from this moment, if he gets let go, if he comes free, he's a freaky ass nigga. That's the only thing you can get from this. This nigga's a gay, freaky fuck. I'm just gonna be like that. And that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna let niggas go.
He did want to say something, then I'm gonna let you go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, as far as that, like I said, it's all public opinion at this point. Going forward, like, you can feel how you want to feel about his freakiness, right? But at the end of the day,
that's not what they was tried for.
If it's consensual legally,
he's not tried for being a freak fuck.
Now, if he's abusing women, it's getting physical, all this other shit that's against the law, then yeah, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? I already said, like, that's not the end of it.
Yeah,
he's gonna have other charges.
Cassie jumped on the fences right now.
Yeah, he still got 60 to 80 civil suits in process right now.
No, the thing
of people accusing him of other stuff.
See, the thing about
I feel like people like him are bad for the culture.
You say it again?
Like people that move
See,
like that are bad.
that's where I want to jump in. That's where I want to jump in.
Real,
No, it's
Real
not.
deep.
That's
You
where-
actually on
hold on,
the,
hold on.
you hitting the nail on the head. Go ahead, Zeb.
That's what it's both. What both of y'all said. It's what both of y'all said, right? People kind of, you got a bird's eye view sometimes situations like this, especially when you kind of like get a head scratcher, like, oh, how did he get off easy, right? Well, he got off easy because evidence wasn't there to prosecute him for what he did. And the reason why is I think they went too far into what he actually did. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to disrespect people when I say this, but white people participation in what's been going on with Diddy has been somewhat confusing because, as you know, we from the culture, like we know Diddy, like we know where he come from, we know what music, we know his impact on the culture, right? So when you hear a news story like this, like freak offs and stuff, you're just like, oh shit, like, man, you kind of knew that shit was. You didn't know what was going on, but we all like we used to make jokes all the time, like Diddy shit, whatever, right? Yeah, right. And what I mean by white people's participation in this, I don't mean every white person, but I mean like the media is making this like almost like this mockery joke of this black individual that was a pillar in the black society, right? He disappointed us, and now they're like harping on like, oh, look at this, Diddy this, Diddy that, Diddy this. So now it's like Diddy everywhere. Diddy,
The craziest thing about that is
we're killing
they
people.
did that. They did that with Kells. They did that with Bill Cosby. They did that with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
They did that with everybody that Tupac. They did it with Mike Tyson. They did it with anybody that had a stature in this world of black excellence that had something to achieve beyond the stature of the regular black person.
Yeah, but like, no, let me get to that. Like,
Hey,
let me finish.
incognito.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. Like, what I mean by this case is like, they have this narrative out there that when black men fuck up, we supposed to really care. We're supposed to be like in tune. We're supposed to like be like, oh damn, how dare Diddy go and try to fuck people with baby oil around? How dare he do that shit? Who would dare do that, right? Even though we know other people have done more inconspicuous shit, right?
So niggas ain't never slapped baby oil in their girl ass.
I have 100% done shit like that, but that's what I mean about
but
the whole thing.
Nah, that's real shit. But the thing about it
on the
is,
scale.
don't see. All right, so
The thing about it is, we don't know what.
Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead, get your shot.
Because I know that.
I'm like 30
I'm
seconds.
gonna say something real fast. Because I'm gonna let you go out because I know you about to say something that's way heavier than what I have to say. Real fast, you mentioned the white people watching this, the media of the such.
I'll package
but I'm
that
gonna say this.
Yeah.
What's understood don't gotta be explained. We know what you meant, and if they don't, they'll understand eventually.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Right. But with that being said, there are so many of them boys that are doing that. That are not like the Diddy type that out here in front of the cameras, the hip hop, whatever. Nah, but them boys is doing that. They doing that. The Harvey Weinsteins, like they been doing that.
Let me cover this last thing.
Go ahead, Zell.
That's all I wanted to say.
It plays into a lot of the shit we talk about on this podcast, especially when it comes to black men or black women or any black individual, right?
That's it. Go ahead.
Perfect example was the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation, right? A lot of people found an opportunity to jump and attack Angel Reese when we weren't even trying to attack her. We were just making a point about Caitlin Clark, right? So it's the same thing with this. A lot of people are jumping in on the fact that we're trying to attack Diddy. We're not just attacking Diddy. We want to know who's at the fucking parties, bro. Like, that's the real thing.
Now, who's on Epstein's list?
Who's on
Epstein's list?
Because we knew Diddy was like this. So who's
on the flight logs on Epstein? Who's on Epstein's? No, who's on the flight logs? Who's on Weinstein's flight logs?
Went to the island, man.
Hey, nah.
Y'all in the red hoods, dancing around circles, man.
But what I was about to say is that
come on, bro.
nah. What I'm about to say is if these niggas had goodwill that done did all this dirty shit at my job and they still got a job, why the fuck Diddy ain't free? I'm being real. I'm being real.
No.
I could pull up cases on niggas at my job right now,
Oh,
and they free. No, bruh. It's
sexual predators.
It's legal. It's legal documents. I can read this up right now.
But
I'm not saying names.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
We out about.
No, I'm saying. No, on some real shit. On some real shit. I'm not saying where I work at. I'm not saying where I work at.
Yeah.
At my job, if it's niggas that's free that did some shit to young girls and all that shit, and Diddy didn't do that, how the fuck they got a job and Diddy locked up behind bars, bro? Let's be real. I see these niggas face to face every day, and they can walk proud,
Carl,
and they can. No, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. No, I'm not saying where I work at. I'm just saying I see this every day. Niggas is walking around. They on the bus. They on the PRTC bus.
Yeah.
I'm being real.
Carl. Just can't make it.
I'll make a joke.
Make
a joke. You made a joke, or I mean, you not even a joke. You said something earlier about how you showed one of your homies that he was watching the. I know you being very sincere about it. Like you said some real shit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like. I was thinking about the guy that you mentioned about at work. He was watching the intro. He thought that was fire. He was like, "Yo, like, I'm gonna do this right." I'm not even gonna say where he's from, whatever.
Yeah.
He cool. Bro, somebody at your job sees it.
L sees that, yeah.
Yo, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna make it. I love you, bro.
See, this the whole kill. This the whole kill.
This the whole kill.
The people that watch this at my job, they not the niggas that I'm talking about. You feel me? Like, they not the people that's gonna go back to my job like, hey, well, he said this. Nah, these the niggas that feel the same way I feel. I had this conversation today at work. These the niggas that feel how I feel.
Right.
These niggas that feel how I feel. So the niggas that watch this podcast that know me, they know how. These are the conversations that we had at work.
Yeah, I know. I'm hip. But
no, I'm not.
Hands too close to the fire right
no,
there.
I'm
I'm
not.
You can make your point without bringing up work.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up because my job is supposed to be the second place for the second chance. This is your second chance.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a rehabilitation.
Yeah, this is your
place.
second chance. So if
you said, like, with the,
But
people
people are smart, bro. They can look up places that do that.
I know, bro.
We just bleep it out. Whenever you get time, just bleep it.
Bro, I'm saying I'm not.
It is what it is.
I won't make you aware of some shit like that.
I'm not.
He made a good point.
I'm being real. I'm not saying nothing wrong. All I'm saying is that if this man has been acquitted for these things, it's people that's out here that's walking on God's green earth that's been acquitted of the same things and had charges prior to that. This is his first charge that he's been publicly charged for. I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not saying that he's innocent man.
But is this the only one?
But you're innocent until proven.
I thought he did something else.
No, this is the only thing. This is the only thing that he's actually been to jail for.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that this is his first charge of being behind bars. I'm not saying he did anything right. I'm not saying that he was the upstanding citizen. What I'm saying is there's people that out here that get second chances. Don't hold this man to the fire because he got money. Give this man a second chance. I'm not saying that I'm gonna fuck with him. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like he was convicted by default.
Yeah.
I feel like because when you beat your major charges, but they charge you with the little ones. That means they typically
hold the little ones higher.
Yeah, not even they hold the little ones higher. Typically, that means that they didn't really have nothing to really bag you on. So we're gonna make sure that at least this sticks, so you can at least get some counseling.
Right.
We can get some money out of you.
Put you on probation, right?
So we can watch.
It's a bad look if they separate
You know what I mean?
with
It's all the control things.
Since we're still talking about this, I'm glad that you said that. For real. I'm glad that you said that because that leads to a question that I put. Great point, bro, because you gotta give him something, right? Because everyone's gonna look at it like if he gets off clean, bro, like even though he's
he gonna put it niggas if he got off clean.
Listen.
Brian Steele, man. Brian Steele, crazy.
Yeah.
Even though he still got 2 counts. Even though he still got 2 counts.
And to be charged with just regular prostitution, to come from a RICO charge, because let's talk about a RICO charge.
2 RICOs in 1 year.
Hear me out.
Shout out to that lawyer, bro.
Brian Steele.
Brian's still crazy, man.
But
He like that.
Look,
That nigga crazy.
even though he's got off with those two, people are still saying, bro, is the jury verdict fair? Or is this like a failure of the justice system? Like that's what they saying.
I can't even say it's a failure of the justice system. Hold on.
Even though he still got two though.
Even though he still got two charges,
if he got clean.
I don't feel like it's a failure of the justice system. I feel like this has been what the justice system has been. This ain't nothing new. I didn't see. Listen, I done been to court for shit, and I done went to court, and they done tried to tell me, oh well, you have this charge, but we gonna drop it all the way down to this charge. You feel what I'm saying? So for them to drop felony charges to misdemeanor charges, that kind of lets you know already what they do and don't got.
Yeah.
So obviously it wasn't enough evidence to convict this man. Because first of all, if you being a sexual predator, why we even talk? Hold on. If you being a sexual predator in any form or capacity, why we even talking about a RICO charge?
No, that's what they wanted to get him with.
But I'm with you. I'm with you. You feel what I'm saying? But it just don't make sense that that you're trying to convict this man of a RICO, saying that he did this, that, and the third. But now y'all settling
to the prostitution
for prostitution, which really
They couldn't prove shit.
yeah, like I said, I know niggas. Bro, listen, I know niggas that done got bagged for prostitution.
Yeah.
They trying to buy coochie out the Motel 6, the Red Roof Inn, and all that.
Yeah.
Them niggas ain't doing nothing but 5 days and coming home.
Yeah.
That's what real shit.
And that's why people feel like he gonna get time served, because it's like what they
And they gonna put his ass on probation.
So what they trying to do?
Get out, I'm not going back to jail.
So what they trying to do? They trying to
And he got court
They trying to
July 8th.
They trying to do the July 8th shit to expedite it. But what they want to do is hold him till October 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So when October 3rd they do the hearing, he just go home right then and there. They don't want him to go home now because they want him to sit and have that over his head to be like, he can't do this, he can't do that.
I mean, he can move up here. He can get his sentence. Depending on what he tell his lawyer.
All right, so.
Okay.
All right, so look, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Look, it's just. Hey,
before we go, like I said, it's Zed's birthday, man.